Hello everyone, it is Flower Friday.
Yes, it is.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Sherry.
And we are the mother-daughter designers at Grace Monroe Home, where we help you transform the ordinary home into an extraordinary home.
We sure do, and today we have got a beautiful fall door swag we're going to be making.
That is right, and this one is quick and easy to make, and I really think that you're going to love this one.
Yes, I do too.
Let's show you what we're working with. First, we have one of our little swags that we got from Amazon. They come in a pack of 10.
No, 6.
Is it 6?
I think it's 6. I think it's 6.
It might be 6.
It may be 6. It may be 10, but you get a package
you get a pack of them, and it's a really good price.
It is, and I think they're
it's 14 inches.
14 inches.
Looks about 14 inches.
They even have a little hanger on the top, so and you think that they're small, you won't be able to put a lot in them. Just wait.
So we're going to be using that, and then we have some of the Hobby Lobby sunflowers.
Yes.
Now, of course, you could use any sunflowers, or colors that you choose, but this is what we're using today for this one.
Yes, we've got some little wildflowers we're going to use from Hobby Lobby, some pip berries that we're going to be using. Did you show this already?
I have not.
Okay, then we've got these. These are from Hobby Lobby also. They are in their regular set. They're there all the time, but I said they are perfect for what we're going to be doing. So I love this bush.
So
Cattails, little tiny ones though, little cattails.
Mini cattails. So
yep.
Pretty much any kind of fall florals that you want to use would be just fine for this one.
Sure.
This one is going to be quick and easy. I'm going to go ahead and start making our bow. Now, I am using a Bow Dabra bow maker to make my bow. You could do it by hand if you wanted to, if you prefer. I am going to, do you have the 26 gauge floral wire?
Oh, yes.
Thank you. So I'm going to be using my floral wire, which is 26 gauge.
Cut it first. I'm not letting you cut it with the scissors. These are brand new scissors.
We got new scissors.
I'm hiding them from her. No.
I don't know why. All my stuff is hidden over here.
It is, isn't it?
I had to borrow your
now you can have the scissors back.
Yes, we got these really cute scissors. So I'm going to go ahead and double over my wire and then put it down into the Bow Dabra and tuck it under and just sit the Bow Dabra on top of it. Now I've already cut my tails, and these are about at 36 inches in length.
Yeah, I was just measuring them. They may be a little closer to 40, but they're right in there.
So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. And now I will say they're going to be longer than you think you'll need.
Yes.
Okay. So yes, we're only using a 14 base, but we're going to fill this up. We're going to make it longer. So your tails are going to be longer than you think you're going to need. I'm going to go ahead and sit those in the Bow Dabra just like that. I have this fall ribbon that is from Hobby Lobby.
That's one of my favorites.
It's the same on both sides, so it really doesn't matter which one you put face down. But I always make sure that I have about an inch over here on my left-hand side. I'm going to make a loop. These are about 5-inch loops. And then make another loop. And I just pull them up like this and measure them and make sure that they are even, very close. And this is going to be a stacked bow, so I'm just going to go ahead and make all my loops. And these are going to be all the same size for this ribbon. I am twisting when I make the loop.
Out of habit.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to do that when your ribbon is the same on both sides, but if you do it out of habit, it's fine.
And we both do it.
Yeah.
Yep, I do it regardless.
I'm just going to make as much as this.
Yeah, I just kind of stopped at that because
that one doesn't make a whole loop. So
no.
All right, that'll be good. And now I'm going to add in my 1.5 inch. This is just a fall 1.5 inch. I'm going to go ahead and put this in again, about an inch over on my left hand side, but I'm going to step down about an inch with these. Just pull it up and make sure it's even.
While you're doing that, did you already have some of these, or do I need to
I
cut
don't have
some?
any
That's
of
what I
those,
was thinking.
no. I have the other kind, but not those.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go ahead and make several loops with this one. So y'all let us know what the weather is like where you're at. It has been hot and wet
Oh,
here
I'm
in
telling you,
Alabama.
it's been several years since I have seen as much rain as we have gotten. But I'm sure it's going to dry out.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out of the Bodabra. So I've got my fingers through the loops, and I'm going to put the ends right through that loop. And I'm going to create some tension there, so I'm going to push down with my left hand and pull up the wires, and then take it out of the Bodabra. And then just open up the wires, separate them, and come around the back, and then twist several times. And that's just to make sure that the ribbons are really secure, that the loops are secure in my bow. So this is what it looks like before we fluff it out. So now we get to do the fun part and fluff it. To do that, you just stick your hand through the loops and go all the way around, fluffing each little loop out. This is the first fall design of the year. I just realized that. Of course, It seems kind of early.
And we have made them in Design with the Pros Club. We've made one, but but this is the first one for Flower Friday. Yes.
We'll have more because we love fall wreaths and
But
design.
I'm not through with summer yet.
No, I'm just sure.
I'm going to enjoy summer as long as I can.
Yeah, it's hot here. All right, so we've got it fluffed out. So I'm going to go ahead and attach it onto my base. And let's see,
I went down just
down a couple inches.
Maybe an inch and a half or so.
And this is thin enough so you can just tie it all the way around.
Yep.
Twist it.
Just twist it several good times. Or you could even tie it in a knot if you wanted to. We just twist.
All right. So we'll fix that a little better later, but it's good enough for now. And just move your tails out of the way now, because we're not going to use those. We're not going to need those for a little while. We will curl them eventually, but I just like to kind of tuck them to the side so that they do not get in my way.
That is right.
All right.
Let's see, now here's you a pair of scissors in case you need them to curl.
Oh, I have my scissors over here.
Oh, you got, I didn't want you to use those. No, sir.
You don't want my fancy?
No, you are not curling. You're not curling with those.
Y'all know, if you watch us very regularly, you know I am very brutal on scissors.
She really is, bless her heart. But she gets it honest, because I am too. So, but I try to make them last as long as possible. I'm just cutting several of these off all at one time just to have them done.
Are you just cutting the...
Yeah, look, I just kind of cut it like that, but some of the grass is going to come off of some of them, which is fine. Okay. So, except be careful, because I just got a paper cut with, one of the grasses.
That's why I don't love these.
No, they can be.
I don't love the grass.
They can be a little sharp.
It's like the worst paper cut, too.
I know, they are.
So just beware.
All right, now I've got those cut, so I was just making sure I'm not bleeding all over everything. So I want to curl some of these. I don't like them sticking straight out. If you like them that way, you don't have to do what I'm doing. That is perfectly fine. But I just take the scissors, and please, please, please be careful if you do this, because you can cut yourself. And I put the piece of grass in between my thumb, and I've just got my thumb flat on the blade of the scissors, just like that. And I pull the plant just like that and curl. I hold tight while I'm pulling it out, and it just curls it just like that. So I'm just going to curl this, but like I said, just be real careful if you've never done this, because you can slip. That would not be fun. So just be careful.
It is not. That's why I do not
and she does not like this, and I usually try to have hers done ahead of time because I know she doesn't like it. But I didn't have time today.
Didn't have time today, but that's okay.
So
I don't like it though because I have given myself some
She has
pretty bad cuts with this. So
I just like the way they look. You know, yes, they're grass and there should be some sticking straight out, so I leave some, but I like some of them to look, you know, to have that movement of the curls and all. I just think they're pretty. So I'm going to leave it just like that, and I am going to start by putting this right in the top here. And you just got to kind of push them down in there, but they will stick very, very well for you.
Did you cut all of yours apart?
No, I just cut like three or four. Yeah.
Well,
some of them have more, so I just cut whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'll save those.
But you're just going to pull it up, and as you see how much taller it already is just from putting that in the top. So by the time we finish, it will be a good size. So I'm just going to curl some of these quickly.
That is like, I almost just can't make myself do it.
I know it.
It's like nails
on a chalkboard. It is, I know.
I don't know. It's one of those weird things.
Well, here, give me one of yours, and there's one. Are you okay?
Yeah, it's fine. But we'll just not curl mine.
Yeah, and you don't have to. You really don't. That is all up to you. I'm going to put this one in the bottom, though. Just like I put that one in the top, this one is going in the bottom. I just think these are so cute. Now I'm going to put these on the side of that first one at the top, and I'm going to do the same thing that I've already done, but just put it over to the side. Oops. That one's loose. There's where, and don't look at the bow, it's mashed, but that's okay. So we've got one in the top, and then that one in the side, and this one's going to go on the other side. And then I'm going to do the same thing at the bottom. Y'all tell us what you've been working on. If you make wreaths, what have you been making?
We love all of your beautiful
creations
that y'all send.
I know, I love seeing them.
So if we ever do inspire you to make a project or a wreath or a design, we would love to see photos of it. So tag us in those pictures on social media.
Yes, I would love
that. Or DM us or any of that, because we would love to see those.
We really would. I love seeing them. And there are a lot of talented wreath makers that watch us, so I love seeing what y'all are doing. Got two more off. And I can just put that to the side for a minute.
And we do know that a lot of you maybe have never made a wreath and you would like to try to make your first wreath or your first swag. And we are here to help any way we can.
That's right. So we've got a lot of tutorials on our blog at gracemonroehome.com, gracemonroehome.com. So go there and you can find just about any that you're looking for.
Yep.
Done beforehand, and then it wouldn't have taken quite as long.
Well, that's okay.
Okay, so here is, I'm moving my tails out of the way so y'all can see. So we've just got those coming out of the bottom and the top. So it doesn't look like much yet, but it will.
Yeah. Trust the process.
Yep, you got to trust the process. All right. So now I'm going to start with my pit berries. Gotta take the little price tag off. And I'm going to take these apart because I do want them to go all the way around. So I'm just kind of pulling them apart just like that.
These are also from Hobby Lobby.
Uh-huh, they are. Now I'm just going to come in the top, move my bow, and bring this just in front of where I've got those.
And this is one of those that you're probably not going to add a ton to.
No, well, that just popped me right in the face.
Because you don't have like a whole lot of space to work with the
No. But you can
swag, but you can still make it full and pretty.
Make it full and pretty, that's right.
So it's a great one if you were on a budget.
Yes.
You know, because you can really decorate it as much or as little as you want to. You know?
That's true. That is exactly the truth.
So if you want to go with a more natural vibe, you can definitely add less. I like these pit berries in it.
I just think they're huge. It with this one. Oh, and I don't think we've said, but in case you are new to us, we are using our Grace Monroe Home glue skillet to dip our stems in. And if you don't have one, I highly recommend them because they sure save you your hands free. And that's very, very helpful when you're trying to make something.
Yeah, it is really helpful.
It is. I'm going to take some more of my pit berries and I'm going to come around the sides with this. So I'm just going to put these right in the sides.
This is one, I will say, I feel like, and I think when we made these swags before, we kind of talked about this, but this is one where you could put the bow on last if you wanted to.
Yes, like you could. You definitely could.
I just got my little grass and the glue.
Oh, I know. There's not much room here because of filming, and so I stuck mine in it and just a little bit ago.
In fact, I think it would be much easier to do this one with the bow last.
Yeah, it may. It really might be. I'm just in such a habit of putting mine on first, I don't even think about it.
I used to always put the bow on last. And
Yes.
there are still certain designs that I prefer to put it on last. But it does help you not use quite as many materials if you go ahead and put it on.
does.
But I do feel like this one is one that you could definitely put it on last.
Yeah.
Because of the long tails.
Yeah, you definitely could. Because they're kind of in the way.
In fact, I'm going to take this off.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm just leaving mine, but
Well,
I just kind of move it.
Mine's just
Too much in the way.
Yeah, it's too much and I don't want to get glue on it.
I know. That is all right. Okay, I've got those in. I'll put 2 more and then I'll have them on.
I'll have to redo that.
And we will put the link to where we got these,
Yeah.
so that you can check them out because they really do come in handy. And it's amazing how much bigger you can make them. And they're very sturdy. Everything's in there really good. So they are worth using for sure. Okay, I'm going to save that. I'm going to start putting in my little wildflowers.
So this is kind of like what we would normally call greening our wreath.
Yes.
Well, looks a little different than what we would normally do, but you know, again, trust the process.
Yep. I'm just going to bring that right in there. Bring this one. Bottom. All yellow one.
Yes, so much easier not having the bow there, I will say.
Yeah.
For this.
It is. And you see that even though we're working with this small area, we are still keeping our stems long. We can cut them off later, but it's better to keep them long than to have them too short. That just does not work well.
So y'all let us know how you will be spending 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
Any fun plans?
My husband and I will be alone. We will be all alone for July 4th, but we are still planning to have a good time because all the kids, they've got tournaments and going on vacations and all this, and we just decided to stay home this time. So we are going to make a Boston butt. We're going to smoke a butt and celebrate July 4th.
Well, I'm surprised y'all didn't go to the Ava. My niece is in the World Series.
She is
softball.
in the World Series, and we really did consider going, but she's also in another one in the end of July that we will be going to part of, so we just decided that this one we would just sit out. Yeah. But I will be watching it because I hope they do. Most of the time they have them where you can watch them on an app, and so.
Yeah, Yeah,
Gigi sits right in front of that TV. I told Ava the other day that she would think I was hilarious if she saw me, because I literally stand in front of the TV yelling, you know, for her to do this, Ava, like she can hear me, you know.
Yeah.
And, I said you'd get a kick out of it. And when Livy
She probably
plays,
would too.
I do the same thing for her.
Olivia's taking a break for the
Yes.
summer. So.
But she'll be starting back in the fall, and they will both be on the same team. Yay!
That's easier for you, isn't
Yes,
it?
it makes it so much easier. Because Gigi and Papa feel like they are running all over the place. But that's all right. Wouldn't trade it for nothing. But it is very, very helpful when they're on the same team.
These are really neat picks from Hobby Lobby in the fall section also.
They are.
I love those.
And we're going to be taking them apart. And this little part that's got the cute little Chinese, what do they call them, lanterns? We're going to put that in the middle of our bow, because I just think that's cute.
So my bow's not on here, so I'll have
Oh
to
yeah,
save
so
it.
you have to put it on last.
I'll just save those for later.
So I'm just going to do that right now. Put this little...
We, oddly enough, we have not put on our focal flower, which typically
No, we haven't.
we do before the smaller ones.
Yep.
And again, we're not following exactly the same recipe as we normally do for this one, since it is a little bit of a different type of swag.
It is. And now I'm going to tell you, to put this in the bow, I do not put it, I don't glue it to the bow. I just move the ribbon over to the side, and I push it into the actual little swag, and then just bring the loops around this, because I mean, I could glue it, but I just feel like it holds better when I've got it in the actual little swag. So that's what I'm doing. So my bow needs fluffing better, but that's where I've got it. Okay, so now I'm gonna just place these.
I placed mine at the top and the bottom.
Yeah, that's did you take them all apart, or you just took them?
Well, there's only 3, or I
Yeah.
only had.
Well,
like, I
mine
didn't
kind of
take-
fell apart, so I've got more than 3 pieces, because
yeah,
see that
actually,
one
I
came.
just had 2.
How did you only have 2? You must
I
have
had the
kept. You
top and the
kept them.
bottom.
Yeah, you just cut them in half.
Which, you know, you could keep them together. You could buy like several of them if
Yes.
you wanted to, and keep them,
Yes, you could.
and just put them in. You know.
I think I'm gonna keep them together anyway, and I'm just gonna put this at the top and that one at the bottom.
You
Just
can add a few
twisting
more
those together. A few more what of those?
of the cattails.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna put these at the bottom.
Tell you something about these grasses too, just so you know, they will melt the
Very
minute
easily, yes.
they hit the glue. Like it
They
is a
do.
green sludge.
Yeah,
So just beware.
So just be careful. Don't, you know, don't sit them in there for any time. Just dunk them and go.
Yeah.
All right, I've got one little piece of this left, so I am just going to put it in
I
the
do have
bow.
one piece that I just found
Yeah.
over here.
I'm just putting it in the bow with my lanterns.
Save this one for when I put the bow on.
Yeah. That's what I am doing, just like that. Okay, so now it is time for the focal flowers. So I've got these beautiful, these are from Hobby Lobby. They're burgundy sunflowers, just so pretty. But with this one, I've got 3, but 3 may be too much, so I'm fixing to see if they are. I'm gonna put this one over to the side right here above my bow. Oh, yeah. I can get it to go where I want
The
it.
only thing about these, I love these swags, but they are a little tricky to get.
Yeah, you've really got to
things
push them in,
here.
but they are worth using. So there we go. This one I'll put at the bottom.
Remember, we kept those tails really long, and
Yes.
that is for a reason.
You kind of got to work these in to have them where you want them. So I've got one on one side. I've still got to fluff my bow again, and one on the other. Now let me just see if I want to. I'm going to take the price off of this one. Just see if I want to use the third one.
Kind of like the third one.
I
the
do
third one down
too.
here.
That's what I'm thinking. I think I've got mine opposite of how you've
Yeah, I
got
think
yours,
you
but
do.
it's still, but actually that's good if it was for double doors.
Mhm. A lot of times we will do things opposite just naturally because I'm left-handed.
She's left-handed,
She's
yeah.
right-handed.
It's
So
funny.
I have a natural way that I tend to do things
Yep.
because of that.
It's just funny how it works like that. But it, like I said, it's great for double doors.
Mhm. Go ahead now and put my bow back on.
Yeah.
So we have our main flowers in there.
Yep. Got just a few little leaves. I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle.
Oh, we have our. Are you gonna put the greenery in?
Oh yeah,
That last?
yeah. I'm
Okay.
gonna do that
Okay.
last.
I thought you were.
Yeah, no, I just said I've got a few of these, but what I'm gonna do since, didn't I have two? Yeah. I think I'm gonna cut those so that I can, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these in half. So I'm bringing these down towards the middle, and I am just going to cut them. And then in order to keep these on, I just bend those over just like that. And now they're not going anywhere. And then I've got 2 pieces. So I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle these around.
I don't think we had quite enough room for both these swags up here.
I know it. It doesn't leave
I keep getting mine in the glue.
Oh, I have to. See,
Mhm.
that one's completely melted. But that's okay because I can curl it and then it won't look like it's melted.
This tag from Hobby Lobby is.
Sometimes you cannot get those things off, can you? I don't know that I took. I think I did take mine off.
Well, it was on
but,
the. It was right there on the main.
Yeah, right on the main little stem. I'm gonna do the same thing with this and just slide these down. That way I've got 2 pieces instead of just the one. My flower does not want to stay turned around. It keeps trying to turn around backwards. Okay, and now we do have, this is, I think they call, what do they call this? Baby tears or something. But it's from Hobby Lobby, and it's kind of got the look of just turning for fall. So we are just going to sprinkle this around. Did I give you some of this already? I did, didn't I? If I didn't.
Yeah, I got some of that.
Oh, okay. I thought I had, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to break this into several little pieces so that I can just use it to fill in, and just it gives our wreath a little more interest with having something kind of coming out of it. And you could use, you know, the regular eucalyptus that we get from Hobby Lobby. If you wanted to, you could use this. It would be fine. It's I like this because it's a little, you know, turned. It looks like it's starting to turn for fall. But if you wanted to use what you've got, and if you've got the eucalyptus, go right ahead. I don't think it's going to make that much difference.
And we're using the burgundy sunflowers, but you could use, you know, whatever color sunflowers.
You really could. Just regular sunflowers would be beautiful.
I actually think this greenery looks really good with
It does, doesn't it? It's pretty.
I don't have a whole lot of that over here, so I may.
Oh, I've got some more. Yeah.
Have a little bit.
Yeah. Give it to you just a second. You are welcome.
It's definitely fallish.
It is.
But yeah, it's a little early for me to.
It is. I can't quite get into fall at this point. I'm just enjoying summer too much. But I know that, especially if you sell your wreaths, you kind of have to start early, getting them ready.
And we have had just a summer of rain.
Yes, tons and
It feels
tons.
like we haven't even had like.
I know. I can't believe that it's already in July and here, you know. We haven't really even felt like we've had summer. But I'm sure we're going to make up for it. I have all ideas. It's going to get hot.
Well, it's hot now,
Yeah.
but it's just rainy.
Yep. Which is bad here because that means it's muggy and
Very humid.
ooh, the humidity is awful.
And the additional greenery just...
It just takes it to a whole nother level, doesn't it?
Yeah, it kind of adds some interest and gives it a little bit of a... I like it.
I like it too. But y'all know I love greenery, but I just think it's what makes a wreath. And you, of course, do not have to use as much as we've used if you didn't want to. That is perfectly fine. You can, you know, cut out several of these things if you wanted to. You know, if you need to save money on it or don't want to, you know, make it as elaborate, you can certainly do that. It will still be beautiful.
These little swags, though, are great. They can be used all year long. I mean, we've done summer swags with them.
We definitely have, and they are good. And now, if you wanted to go with a bow with shorter tails and just put in some little tucks here and there or some little tails, you could certainly do that too. Anything that, you know, you like is good. Just roll these up.
Forget to fluff your bow.
Yep.
Do you have any more of the greenery that you're not using?
I do. I think I'm gonna need a couple of little pieces. So let me just see here.
Got a tiny bit.
Got a little bit. Here's a little. So I need to put one right back here on this side.
Out. Cute.
Yeah.
Something different.
There we go. Oops,
And it's
trying to
really
keep it out of the.
It's a simple wreath. It's
Yes.
a swag. It is not difficult to
Not
make.
difficult, and just do whatever you like. And it will turn out perfectly.
And really, you can make it with whatever, you know.
Any kind of color scheme, anything like that.
Whatever colors and flowers that you love for fall.
Yep. And like I said, if you didn't want to keep your tails this long, you could always cut them off and add them however you want to add them.
I will say, though, I do think that, in my opinion, it is easier with this type to put your bow on.
Yeah,
later.
I think it would be for sure.
Because you will get glue.
Yes.
On it.
Yep.
If you don't, because I did get a little bit of glue.
Yeah, so I think I would do this too. And just FYI, the ribbon came from Hobby Lobby too, and this orange is a little hard to work with, isn't it? Don't you think?
It wasn't terrible, but it's kind of like the French.
Yes, it's like
wired.
It's
very
thin.
thin.
It's very thin, and it doesn't want to curl exactly like you want it to. So you just have to kind of be flexible. But there you go. How fun.
Fun, different, unique little fall swag.
Yes, there you go.
So y'all give this a try.
Yes, you will love these little swags.
Yeah, and they come in the set of 6 or 10. I cannot remember offhand from Amazon, but we will link those for you guys because you can just do like so much with these.
You really can.
We've made them for summer. We've used them several times lately, and we just really like them. You can
put a little sign on these. I mean, they hold well. They're little, but the way that they're made, they're really good when you stick stuff in. You know, they stay. So
yeah, and they already have a hanger, so that's
extra. So that's a plus too.
It's a plus. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this has been a fun Flower Friday.
It has.
A step into spring. A step into fall.
Yeah. Yep.
We're a little bit
even
early,
though I'm not ready.
Not quite ready, but that's okay.
Yep.
Well, check out our blog at gracemonroehome.com. We have tons of DIY tutorials, crafts, recipes, all kinds of stuff to keep you busy and for you, ways for you to enjoy your home. So go and check that out. If you are watching us on YouTube, please, if you will, click the subscribe button and click that little notification so you get notified when we release our videos. If you're watching us on Facebook or another social media outlet, if you will just follow our page, we would appreciate that.
Y'all go make something beautiful.
Yep. Go make something and have a great 4th of July weekend.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.